back.
Be Rich, what's going on,
Back
man?
for the first time.
Man, I almost laughed because our crazy producer has a little joke that he loves. So look, I normally introduce our guests, but I'm gonna start talking to him and then I'm gonna introduce him. So we always say, and we are back. But our crazy producer, he has a little joke where he says, and we are fat. And so now every time we do it, like I hear him in my thoughts.
Yeah.
Getting ready to say that, man. But anyway, man, ladies and gentlemen, today we are joined by one of our beloved Atlanta Falcons, man. One of our former Falcons, man. I'm talking about one of the really good guys that played for the organization who took the time to come see us today. Man, so look, we got to give it up. I'm talking about, man, not only a really great Falcon, man, but, hey, Ohio State balled out.
You got to chip.
Ohio State, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely did, man. Look, y'all give it up. Make some noise for Micheal Jenkins, man. Let's go.
What up, man?
I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Thank you for coming, man. It means a lot, man. We're big Falcon fans for sure. But
Man.
you was a Minnesota Viking, man. I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Tell me, man, you got forced to have to do that. You probably ain't just necessarily want to go. Or did you want to get the hell on?
Nah, I wouldn't say forced, but, they drafted somebody named Julio Jones, and so
Yeah.
there was only so many spots. So,
Yeah.
matter of fact, Julio came in during the lockout year.
Okay.
So,
Dang, I didn't even remember that it was a lockout year then.
2011 off season. So Julio came in. We was all working out at Buford High School, at the city park.
Yeah.
Nobody could go to the NFL team's sites. So working out there, lockout finally ended. We go through our off season, training, conditioning to make sure you're ready for camp. Past that, then get called in the office. Dimitrov, and it's like, hey, we gotta let you go.
They should have done that, man. That would have been a nice.
I ain't had to run and all that. If y'all knew y'all was gonna do this,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. And literally, George Stewart, who drafted me here in Atlanta as a receiver coach, was at Minnesota. He called me that night and said, "Janky, we coming to get you." And I was gone the next day. I was in
Man,
Minnesota.
nothing wrong with that. You landed on your feet.
Yep.
Y'all went to playoff game, won 2 playoff games that year, right?
Not in Minnesota. Minnesota, we went 3-13 that first year
Whew.
because they drafted Christian Ponder that first year.
Okay.
He was a 12th overall pick, and he was in
Okay.
all that. But
Okay.
then
I remember that name Ponder, man.
The next year, we went to the playoffs.
That's what I'm talking. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't realize you played 2 seasons for Minnesota. Okay, gotcha.
Man, well, hey, you landed on your feet 3-13 was pretty tough.
Pretty tough.
What were your stats like that year?
Both
Who was the
years.
quarterback the second year?
The second year, it was Donovan McNabb, Joe Webb.
Damn, McNabb played for the Vikings. I forgot about that.
His last little stint.
How was that? Was he cool?
Yeah, it was real cool. Still cool to this day. Him and my wife, his wife and my wife, still friends. Still
Yeah.
to this
All
day.
right, that's what's up.
I
So, good
always
people.
like McNabb.
Yeah.
Always like McNabb,
Oh, yeah.
man. So look, tell us, man. What I like to start by always asking, what somebody's up to these days. What is Micheal Jenkins up to in 2025?
Man, I'm in medical device sales.
Oh, wow.
So I literally sit and see brain surgery, spine surgeries, anything you see. Tiger Woods had a microdiscectomy. I'm in those cases. Or if somebody got a tumor in their brain, I'm in those cases. So work-wise, I've been doing that about 6 years. Family-wise, I got married, 5 kids, 2 in college, 2 in high school, 1 in middle school. So it's constant sports. The oldest 2 got scholarships in soccer and football. Younger 3 playing basketball, football, tennis, volleyball.
Man, congrats.
So it's blessed. So it's nice. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this, Trey. I know he making the bank. I was in pharmaceutical sales. I was on a lower level. He's in medical device sales.
Yeah.
That's where that bread at, man. Let us hold on to something.
Well, how did you get into that? I'm interested in finding that out.
A bunch of dudes from Ohio State that got in. Everybody can't go pro, so they got into med sales right out of school, or maybe a year or 2 after trying to get into the league, and then going that route. And so, just staying cool with everybody, talking to everybody, keeping in touch. They were just like, Jink, if you want a second career, we can make some decent money. And
decent.
He's like, look, man, don't talk about that on camera.
It ain't 9 to 5. You're not sitting at a desk and things like that. Then you should give it a shot. And here we are.
Man, that is amazing, man. I think this is my first time ever hearing that, at least from an athlete personally. Hey, man, I'm in medical device sales. I don't think I ever met anybody who's been selling medical devices.
Hard to get in that field.
It is.
It is, bro. I wanted to do that. After pharmaceutical sales day, to them we some jokes. All we do is bring samples to the doctors.
Yeah,
they actually go in, have to study it, learn it. It's very complicated because you can't trick a doctor. A doctor will pimp you. They will talk to you and make you look stupid. So if you don't know, you just tell them you don't know because they don't like that. Yeah. So you have to really learn all the intricacies about that. And he's talking about spinal and brain and all that.
And you sit through the actual surgeries and watch.
Yeah.
Man, you got a stomach for that. You a lot better than me.
It's not as gory as you might think. You see it on TV. The patients like covered in like blue drapes and all that.
Yeah,
so that's literally how it is in the room. They got that right. You only see like the little part they operate on. So
that reminds me of the movie, the last Saw. Did you get a chance to see that movie?
I ain't see the last. They got like 8 of them.
Yeah,
now.
So many of them.
The last one, real quick. I'm sorry, I'm off tangent, but the guy that was doing all the evil stuff, something was wrong with him, so they had a surgery, and then he got a chance to look at the television and see what was going on. So that's what made me think of it.
Yeah.
Man, medical device sales.
Yeah. So this is the company, Stryker. This is who I work for.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, then. I'm talking about, man, got the Rolling Loud golf club. Like the man out here making bank with Rolling Loud sweatshirts on. All right, man, I ain't mad.
Let me say this. He has to learn how to play golf because that's what doctors like to do.
Yeah.
So he's probably playing golf 3-4 times a week. Am I right?
Not 3 or 4 times a week.
2 times a week.
Nah.
Come on, man.
Not that much. I wish it was that much. Not that much. Yeah.
But you playing golf? You taking doctors to play golf, right?
I have before.
Okay, gotcha.
I have before.
Yeah, like he really was in pharmaceutical sales. Like
I was golfing 3-4 times a week, man.
Yeah. When I met him, that's what he was doing.
They regulated it though. I used to like have 4 season tickets to the Falcons, courtesy of pharmaceutical sales. Then they regulated it because they was thinking that because the big pharma was gifting all the doctors that they was giving them to prescribe the drugs because of that. So they came up with big regulations.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. We can't. It's a lot of rules and regulations now. We can't get no money. You can't give gifts, anything. Surgeons, hospitals, anything. Yeah.
Man, well, let me tell you something that I maybe I heard it before, but I don't think I did, and you can speak to it. Heard, man, you were a track star back down in Tampa, man. That you did some pretty good things in track and field. What was your event?
Triple jump, 400, 4x4, 4x1, a little bit of 200, but yeah, the sprints and triple jump were my thing.
Okay, yeah. So the sprint being fat, that's how you were able to catch that 60-yard touchdown from Matt on it.
It helped for sure.
Speaking of that, man, like, how was that, man? Matt Ryan's first ever pass, and you just took it to the house against the Lions, man. Like, what was that feeling? How was Matt?
Man, Matt was great. Matt came in as a rookie, 3rd overall pick. Everybody got big expectations, obviously. Like I want to say his first pass we saw like in practice was like a duck. Like it was just terrible. But obviously like he took control from the start. So it wasn't like you could tell he was nervous, wasn't none of that, jitters, which I'm sure he had. And he talked about it kind of in this Hall of Fame little thing we did here in Atlanta for him.
Yeah, we was there. I saw that.
Yeah, he Comet sync was like a basic staple of our offense, and he just, he mentioned like they just want to get an easy completion. He was like, they usually gonna play this coverage. I can throw it to the flat, or I can throw it to Roddy on a little curl, and we could just kind of get into the game and get going. And lo and behold, they did the opposite and rolled the safety the other way, where it was me on the skinny post, and he was like, all right, just let it rip. He got it to me. Safety was out of position, took it to the crib. So it was cool, man. It's
for us as Falcon fans, man, we was super excited. Like, oh, wow, Jink took it to the house. Matt Ryan, we got our quarterback. Like, I knew I was happy.
Yeah, and so obviously you see in this day and age, it's hard to find a quarterback. So when we hit at 3 and Matt turned out all right, we was in a good spot for a while.
So let me ask you this. When that first play happened and you and him had that connection and you get the touchdown, did you feel like, hey, man, we may have something special? And if you did feel that way, do you feel like Matt lived up to that during his time here in Atlanta?
I thought so. The first game, his first pass was cool, but then, you go on and you win the game. And then it's like other stuff throughout the season, too. Chicago, we're down, whatever, with 14 seconds left. He hits me on the sideline. We're able to kick the field goal to win the game against Chicago. So that's another kind of that feeding into that Matty Ice.
Yeah.
You got a good one. So we knew throughout the season, like, all right, Matt's gonna be all right, and then we end up going to the playoffs that first year.
Man, can you I know it may seem just basic to you, but can you break that play down for us? The one in the Bears game, because that's a game where it looked like it was over. We only had a certain amount of time. Matt was able to hit you over by the side. We were able to get down, get a field goal done. What was that play like? If you could break that down for us, on
just our simple 2-minute offense where the play is called and Roddy and myself both running deep corner routes. And for whatever reason, the Bears cornerback bit up on Jorius Norwood just running in the flat. It's for them, it's like, don't let nothing get deep. Don't worry about anything underneath. But for some reason, he came up, which gave space on our side for Matt to hit it. Matt, once again, threw another great ball, put it right on the sideline, 2 feet in. And, the other Matt came in and kicked the field goal to win, so it was cool.
Man, I remember when that happened. I was like, my nephew is 26 now. I want to say he was in single digits at the time, and I remember when that play happened, and then we kicked the field goal. He and I ran, we literally ran around my house that I had at the time. Yeah. We both ran out the door, and me and him, we literally did a circle around the outside of my house. So happy that we ended up winning that game. That's one of my moments I remember with my nephew, that particular game, that catch, and then that field goal.
Yeah, so another great moment.
Yeah, man.
So, question, you got a chance to play with Michael Vick, one of the staples in Atlanta. How was that, man? Tell us about the just being in the locker room, on the field, and what you experienced.
It's almost hard to explain what it was with peak Michael Vick, especially in the A. Obviously, the face of the NFL, Nike commercials, AirTran back then. He had free AirTran.
Did he hook y'all up?
Every now and then, yeah. He would take care of us.
I forgot about AirTran.
Yeah, AirTran. But, 7 was special. Of road games, might go a whole nother way through the hotel, underneath where the fans can't really see him because it would just be a mob, And so I can remember a couple times early on, 05 I started, and you're in the game because Mike don't really run in practice. He, shoes untied, he gonna go through his reads, do his stuff, but he not gonna show his true speed in practice. So the first time we was in the game, and I'm blocking on the edge, and I'm thinking, all right, Mike just about to run out of bounds, couple yard gain. All of a sudden, he beat the linebacker, turned the corner, and now you feel like you catch yourself almost like a fan, watching, but you in the game. You go, he really got around the corner, so now I got to try and get it blocked. So seeing his true speed and what he could do and the things he did on the field was just unreal.
Were you on the team when they won the Minnesota game and the overtime game?
Nah, that was before me.
Yeah, I was wondering how that.
Yeah, that was 2002. Yeah, you came in 2004, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so you came. We went to the NFC Championship. So
game
Jim Moore Jr.
Yep.
I feel like he didn't get his fair shot. I liked him as a coach.
Yeah, he had a shot.
He definitely had a shot.
He had a shot. I don't know if y'all remember. He kind of ran his mouth because he. From Washington or whatever. He said he'd like to be the UW coach.
Yes.
Arthur ain't like that. And then right after that, he was
gone. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how was that game? Why did we lose that game in your opinion, man? Because that was a heartbreaking loss to me because it seemed it felt like we just got blowed out in that game.
I won't say you got blowed out, but it was just we couldn't get nothing going.
Yes,
we
man.
Couldn't. That was my rookie year, obviously, so I wasn't offensively on the field that much, but I just remember, cold, how windy it was.
Yeah. You think that affected us being a dome team?
I won't say it affected us. We could still play football. It's when you come down to you still playing football. But I remember Crump ran a seam route, and Seven tried to hit him, and Dawkins caught Crump right in the chest. The ball flew out. And Crump said he couldn't eat for a week after.
Wow.
Sheesh.
But it was just, things just didn't go our way. And I want to say that was Philly's third or fourth straight NFC championship at the time, and that was the first time they had finally made it to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah, and they played New England and lost that year in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't our time.
Just think, man, we would have had to play New England.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because that was the T.O. game when T.O.'s ankle was all hurt. He still played well.
He came back and still put up 100 and some yards. Yeah. The game he said McNabb threw up. But T.O. played a phenomenal game, that particular game. So you coming in 04, you getting drafted. What was like just draft night, like getting drafted to the Falcons, and you talked about finally understanding Vic's speed, but just what was it like just coming into the team period, knowing like, man, I'm finna play with Michael Vick?
Man, it was draft night for one was crazy because 04 draft we had 7 receivers go in the first round, and so back then it was like.
Can you remember some of the guys?
Larry Fitzgerald went like 3rd overall.
Hall of Fame.
Roy Williams.
I thought he was gonna be a beast.
Reggie Williams.
Oh, he didn't.
Yeah. That's 3. Lee Evans.
I remember that name.
Buffalo 4. Michael Clayton went to 10.
I remember Clay.
Yep. Myself 6, and then Rashawn Woods. Yeah, Rashawn
Woods out of LSU.
He was from
Can't remember.
Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Went to San Fran.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
And so, just that alone, like Tampa kid, I'm back home at Tampa with my family. Bucks were at 15. They came out and it was like 15 pick. Bucks select Michael Clayton. I was like, dang, I was that close to almost being at the crib.
Yeah.
Which would have been crazy, just tickets and all kind of stuff. But things worked out here. Get drafted to Atlanta. They had picked D Hall 8th, and then their next pick was the 2nd round, and they had traded up back into the 1st round, picked me up. And so next day, they send for you, come in, do radio, TV, all that stuff. So just doing all that was just crazy. Got to fly on Arthur's jet.
How was that?
That was crazy because I was 21 at the time.
Yeah.
So barely had been on just a regular flight, but then I got here. We did all the Falcon stuff, and then we couldn't get back. Like, they couldn't get me on a flight in time back to get to Columbus to get back to school. So they called Arthur. It was like, hey, can we borrow the jet? And he was like, yeah. So me and D Hall hopped on the jet, going back, landed in Blacksburg, dropped him off. Car waiting, took off, landed in Columbus, dropped me off, and it was going. I was like, damn, this is crazy.
What kind of food y'all had on the plane? Was it nice?
I'm sure it was. I can't remember what we ate and all that. But
come on now, Jink, though. Look,
look, 20-something years ago.
Look, though, with all that money Ohio State spending, you telling me they couldn't send a jet for you?
Ohio State.
They weren't spending it on me.
They were spending on Claret, right?
Yeah.
How was that, man? How was Claret, man?
Reese was crazy, man. He was just Youngstown kid. If y'all know anything about Youngstown, Ohio, it's tough. It's tough. It's you think of Flint, you think of like Little Rock, Arkansas, like Youngstown is like that. So that's all Reese knew. So he couldn't let that kind of lifestyle go, especially after his first year. Especially he came in balling, freshman.
He was a beast, man.
Yeah, Reese was the only probably freshman in history out of any school that lived off campus. Like every freshman, no matter what sport, no matter what,
you had to live on campus.
You got to live in the dorm at least your first year.
Yeah.
Reese had his own apartment.
Dang.
Yeah, as a freshman at Ohio State. And then he had that big year. We win the Natty. And then he comes back after the Natty in a candy paint orange Lincoln Navigator.
Wow.
With no tint.
With no tint.
22-inch rims.
I need you to see me. I need you to see me.
Right around campus, man. Next day, NCAA was on campus just investigating how he got it, where it came from, and then it just went downhill after that. So, but that was just Reese being a knucklehead, and he'll tell you. Now obviously he's turned his life around.
He is. And
I'm motivational speaker.
Yeah, he is.
A bunch of college kids. Yeah, he's doing great with his life now. So.
Yeah, I'm very proud to. Of course, I don't know him, but I'm just proud to see where his journey has taken him and what he's doing now.
Where did he go? Denver?
He went to Denver.
3rd round.
Yeah,
and he sat out a year, almost a year and a half, almost.
And then he just had off the field issues with Denver. It didn't work out. He was supposed to.
Yeah, it was.
I thought Denver had got a steal when they drafted him. I was like, oh wow.
I mean, he was a hell of a player.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a hell of a player. Like tell us what just like the whole it was a lot of hoopla and everything going around with Maurice Claret. What was it like just for the entire team? Because I mean, it was like the spotlight was on you guys doing that particularly, and especially for what he was doing.
It was huge because obviously Reese balled out. And then you win the Natty, the next thing you know, like, somehow, I don't even know how he did it, but Reese was hanging around with, like, G-Unit back then, like 50 Cent, Tony Ayo, like, all of them, like, he was, like, on stage with them, backstage, all kind of stuff. And so he always had that big name. He liked that spotlight. Obviously, the crew he was running around with wasn't, making the best decisions. But then he decided he wanted to fight the NFL and leave after 1 year of college football, and it just at the time, that
tough.
was too big of a mountain to fight.
Yeah, it's tough.
He had to sit out. And then I don't know if y'all remember Mike Williams from USC.
I remember.
Yeah.
Had to do the same thing, and then he had to sit out a year. But they ended up both getting drafted. Mike played well in the league, but Reese was just the wrong crowd. When he went to Denver, 3rd round, he'll tell you, he used to have his own water bottle, but it had vodka in it at practice.
That's tough.
What?
Yeah.
That's tough.
What are you doing, man?
That's tough. That's tough.
So he was just doing some crazy stuff, and it didn't work out. And then the whole thing went to jail, and after that, like I said,
Yeah, seeing where he is now, turned his life around, man. Well, we on Ohio State. Since we traveling down this Ohio State journey, it's a few things I want to ask you about Ohio State. First thing I want to ask you spoke about the Natty. The infamous question I have.
was it a PI?
Was it a PI? Was it pass interference?
They threw the flag, right?
They did throw the
They
flag.
threw the flag. Yeah, I'm not the ref. They threw the flag. It was a PI. But every Miami fan you
Political
talk
answer.
to this day would say it wasn't. So
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure anyone that remember you on the team were like, "Come on, man, you know that was pass interference."
right, But mind you, despite all that, Miami had 4th and 14 in overtime. We converted. They had, and then we go and score PI and all that. Then they get the ball, 1st and goal on the 1. 4 tries, they didn't get in. So it's like,
Yeah.
How did you feel when y'all stopped them?
man, that was crazy.
Was that the best feeling you had in football?
At the time? Yeah.
Yeah.
At the time, yeah. And especially like you talked about the PI, I was on the inside, running the inside slant, so I didn't see it. But all I saw was Miami's sideline. It felt like their whole sideline lifted off the ground because they thought the game was over.
Yeah.
Helmets flying, it's over, and then the flag comes out. And then to go from that, then we score, and then you just talking about, emotions going up and down.
Yeah.
They got a chance 1st and goal, and they don't get in. And so it's just all right, they still had their chance after the so-called PI or non-PI, however you want to look at it.
Man, because those are some legendary teams. It was NFL players all over the field on both sides.
Yeah, it was crazy. Well, just walking out the tunnel, I'm like, not even Ohio State side. You look at Miami, and everybody showed up from Sapp, Michael Irvin, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis. I mean, you on down the line, everybody came out. And then you go to the other side, it's Joey Galloway, Eddie George, Terry Glenn, everybody on our side, Keith Byers, all the old legends showed up. So it was just cool to be a part of that scene.
Wow.
Man, it's en route to that, you caught a pass that is infamous amongst the Buckeyes. What did Brent Musburger call it? Did he call it the holy Buckeye? The holy Buckeye.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love Brent Musburger, man.
Yeah. And so shout out to Brent for coming up with that, and just it was one of those seasons. If you put our team out there, and this time, you'd be like, man, they trash. They can't really. They getting lucky. 'Cause, everything was close. Only winning about 3 or 4 overtime games, but we kept winning. And on the road at Purdue, I want to say we're 11-0, 12-0, whatever at the time. So to go 4th and 1, and we were a heavy run team, heavy run, Claret. Nobody was really expecting us to go deep, and it just worked out that way.
Yeah.
So,
Holy Buckeye.
yeah, the dude that was playing corner, believe it or not, we grew up together in Cincinnati.
And you beat him.
Playing Little League football together.
What'd he say?
Oh, so you knew you had him.
Yeah.
Go ahead and say it. You knew you had him. Go ahead and say it. It ain't no disrespect. Go ahead.
Twan, no. Yeah, Twan, no.
Twan, you know, man. You know Twan.
Yeah, so
You gotta get you some shirts that say Twan. No.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So it's just crazy that we grew up playing Little League football, and that play happened, me and him one-on-one. So
That's crazy.
Pretty
I
special
like
moment.
Yeah. I already knew.
Yeah.
Twan. No, man.
Yeah.
But before we move on from Ohio State, it's one. So, just so you know, all of us, me, this guy, and our guy right there, we big UJ fans. We big UJ.
We beat y'all. New Year's.
So I do want to ask you this: with Michigan and Ohio State just winning back-to-back natties, has the Big Ten surpassed the SEC as the powerhouse to pay attention to in college football right now?
I mean, you gotta say right now. I mean, when the SEC won it every year, they're like, SEC is a conference to beat. Right?
I'm just saying.
And with Georgia, Bama, right?
If Georgia would have got let in the year before, we would have whooped Michigan's butt, man.
But they didn't. But they didn't.
They got cheated.
Yeah, they didn't. So, and then they opened it up to 12.
And we lost to Notre Dame.
And you lose to Notre Dame. So you had your shot. So.
Well, of course, I'm going to highly disagree that the SEC is still on top. But you guys have the trophy right now. It is in the conference. It did not leave the conference, so you guys can talk the trash right now. But I had to ask you that because it's a lot of pride that goes around, especially these two conferences when it comes to football, SEC and Big Ten, and then y'all having the addition now with Oregon coming in and all the things. So like, man, it's some really good football being played.
I love it. I love the battle between the two conferences. Obviously, SEC has been dominant for a long time. And then you look at what Michigan did to win theirs, like they beat Bama. They beat teams in the SEC. This year, obviously, Ohio State had their run. They played the SEC schools. And so there's always going to be that back and forth, man. Some people kind of joke, was like, all right, Bama and Georgia had their run when it was illegal to pay players, but they was paying players. Oh. That's what they want to say. Okay. Now that anybody can get paid, it's like, all right, it's the same kids.
But we know Ohio State was paying.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna tell you this. I literally had this conversation yesterday. I was talking to a pilot who says he's a big Michigan fan, right? He says that Michigan and Ohio State are up there as the wealthiest colleges out there, period. They're up there at the top. So I know they say Georgia and Bama were paying their players, but you trying to tell me no money was flowing around? I know you can't say it, but I believe if there was money flowing around, it's been money flowing around.
Jink got a couple dollars, man. Jink got a happy meal or two.
I got that same little rent check every month.
We got, you know what they
said? I can't even get Pell Grant.
That man got that job, though, didn't he? He got that job.
He got that job. I medical device. Hey, come on, you helped us win a natty. We got you. We got you.
So I ain't gonna say it wasn't money going around, but I didn't get nothing.
Okay. So look, last about Ohio State. I want you to look in this camera because the guy I told you, he said, even though y'all won a national championship, y'all didn't beat Michigan, so they don't care. No. So do you have anything you'd like to say to any Michigan fans who feels like, who cares that you guys won?
They got it right now. I mean, they have, recency bias. They tend to forget that Ohio State won 10 in a row prior to this last little run. And so, it's okay. It goes back and forth as part of the rivalry, Okay. So, we'll come back next year and we get it again.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I want to take it here, man. In Atlanta we have icons or sports figures that we don't like. One of the sports figures is one of the most hated amongst the Falcons fans. But I wanted you to share the light in a positive way, if there is one, on Bobby Petrino. What was it like that year? And we talked to Roddy, and Roddy said coming into that year that he felt if everything would have stayed the same, that you guys would have probably went to the Super Bowl. How do you feel about that? And coming in, just tell us a little bit about that.
Obviously, craziness with 7 and everything that happened, and then you bring in Bobby Petrino offensively.
For Vic,
for Vic, of course. And I think I heard Roddy talk about it. Like Bobby came to coach Mike. And then once Mike went there, you could tell he just.
So how was it clicking? Yeah. Like in practice when he was there, was Mike on? Was he like?
Yeah, I mean we was rolling. Mike was picking it up, and Bobby had it in a way where he was really getting Mike to understand offenses and his offense and reading defenses and how his offense worked against other coverages and just. I mean, we were excited, man. We were really excited, and then stuff fell out with Vic and he wasn't there. It just felt like there was a moment during the season, and it was literally the night when Bobby left. I want to say we were playing the Colts or somebody. We lost. And in the locker room, Bobby was like, all right, hard, proud of you guys, fought hard, whatever. Kind of see you Wednesday type thing. Don't worry about Monday, Tuesday. And so we go out to dinner, me, D. Hall, a couple other guys, and all of a sudden, Bobby's doing Pig Suey like that night.
Wow.
Taking the Arkansas job. But during that game, it was a moment where it's one of those moments where, like, even as a fan, like, something happens, defense finally got to stop, and you're like, timeout, timeout. Like, all the fans are yelling, like, timeout, timeout. And even on the sideline, we're like, all right, let's take a timeout. We got a chance to get the ball back. And, like, Bobby's just like in la-la land. Like he wasn't really there. You know what I'm saying?
Zoned out.
And that, for me, was just, like, me realizing, like, all right, he kind of checked out. I don't know what was happening, but then, like, just that night or the next morning, whatever that
So
was.
you saw that then.
Yeah.
He's like, what's up with him?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, but, I mean, to Roddy's point, yeah, we could have went to the Super Bowl with Mike and what we had with Coach Petrino in that offense, because the very next year, Matt comes in as a rookie and we go to the playoffs.
Yes.
With the same team.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So we had the pieces there to be successful. It's just, things didn't work out.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah. All right, I want to ask an uncomfortable question, man. All right, Mike Vick, we all love Mike Vick.
Yeah.
By far. I looked at your numbers from when you came in, and what made me bring this up was Peerless Price. We called him a catfish. And he came back and commented and was like, pretty much we thought he was Dirty Mac and Vic.
Yeah.
But he's like, even though I had Vic, I had more numbers when Kittner and Johnson was there. And to us, we was like, hey, what you saying that you didn't get a lot of yards because Vic, because he ran or whatever. So my question is, and I'm being fair, my question is, Vic was new. He was a running quarterback. A lot of his receivers didn't really get good numbers because I felt like Vic wasn't mentally prepared to be there as a quarterback. Do you think your numbers would have been better with a more traditional passing quarterback like a Matt Ryan?
At the time, yeah.
I think
fair.
so too, yeah.
And Mike will tell you, like, he was so talented that he didn't put the effort in as a starting quarterback in the NFL off the field like he should have. And, if a team meeting was at 8, Vic kind of rolled up 7:55, 7:59, he in the seat.
Wow.
Yeah,
How did y'all feel like about that?
That was 7. And, that was just, we just knew that was Mike. He was on Sundays, he was going to do his thing. But it wasn't until he got in trouble, Andy Reid and Donovan McNabb pick him up, and all this is documented. He talks about his story, and McNabb was like, "No, this is how you prepare as a quarterback in the league. All right, you're here at 5:30, you get a workout in, we break down film, 6 to 7, grab breakfast, and then we look at other stuff, and and this is us every day.
Yeah.
But he wasn't doing that in Atlanta his first few years in the league.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until a vet really showed him the ropes, and then that's when he had that big year, Deshaun Jackson, all that.
Yeah.
And so if we had that Mike, starting out in Atlanta, yeah, our numbers would have been better for sure.
Yeah, I feel like the 2004 NFC Championship game, I felt like Mike wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
I felt like if he'd have put the work in and studied the defense, we would have been able to move the ball and eventually score. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
And I to be honest with you, like, we love Vic. You can't tell us nothing wrong.
Oh, no.
I think our partner over here is kind of shell-shocked from that, so he don't really like running quarterbacks anymore. But, I think that guy, because he's
You don't like Lamar? You don't like Lamar running?
He hates
At
Lamar.
all.
He hates Lamar.
It's a hate. It's not hate.
Yeah.
He just hurt.
Just understand the difference.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
He's still shell shocked, man. Like, and you know what? Like, to be honest with you, that broke our hearts, man. Like, we had the Michael Jordan of football on
Yeah.
our team. Mm-hmm. You saw Nike commercials. I mean,
They
he
did.
couldn't do nothing wrong in our eyes, and we didn't know he didn't study. We didn't care. We were like, hey, give it to him. And it's like, when it left, man, it was like, it was a void. Like, I remember me and him hearing that that he was indicted. We're like, what? He's indicted? Because, like, we thought it was going to be cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just wish he would have just been honest to Arthur Blank. I think if he would have been honest and told Arthur Blank would have figured something out, man.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
all that stuff happened the way it happened. And, like.
Did it break y'all heart? How did y'all feel?
Of
Like,
course. Because that was our guy,
Yeah.
Me and Mike's lockers was right next to each other. And so talking to him every day from
you still talk to him?
everything. Yeah, we still talk.
Oh, that's what's
yeah.
up. We love him, man.
But yeah, I mean, I love Mike, and so it was a learning experience. Like, I do believe that things happen for a reason.
They do.
I hate to see it went down that way, but like I said, in the end, once he got to Philly, that made him a even better.
Nah, he was
quarterback.
balling in
Yeah, he
Philly,
was balling
man.
in Philly when he had his chance.
Yeah.
Just unfortunately, we didn't get to have that Mike, in Atlanta.
Man, Vic, another person who, like we talked about with Claret, just proud of the journey of where he is now. Man's a head coach, at a university. You know what I mean? And so it just shows you where redemption stories and comebacks, like they are definitely needed and appreciated, man. So Matt Ryan coming in after that particular year, from your perspective as a teammate, seeing him come in, like, what kind of just like hump or what kind of things did Matt have to get over with some of that cloud hanging over the team? Or what did the team as a whole do to recover and bounce back from everything that happened in 07?
Man, let's say winning, I don't want to say heals all wounds, but it definitely helps. So just Matt coming in, being professional, knowing that he's nothing like Mike Vick. He's not going to run like Vick. He's not... that's not him, and just being true to himself. So Matt came in, was just a young, hungry rookie, just trying to help do what he could to help us win, and that's what we did. To go to the playoffs in his rookie year. I think after that kind of settled things down, especially in Atlanta. It's like, all right, we got a guy that could be around for a long time and help us eventually, hopefully get to that Super Bowl at some point. And so, Matt was just being Matt, just cool, calm, and collected, and putting the work in. You saw how hard he worked off the field. Our study sessions with just us and receivers and Matt, receivers and tight ends and Matt. And so once Matt came in, he started implementing those things, and we knew that he wanted to be great.
Man, I think it's such a misconception about Matt Ryan out there amongst a certain percentage of the fan base. Yeah. I think, like I've said it multiple times on this show, anybody who's been watching, they know. I think that a lot of people see Matt as just this button-up character, company man, and after being at the thing before he went in the Ring of Honor, and seeing other things on Matt Ryan, he's the complete opposite of what a certain percentage of fans think that he is. He's not. He can present himself that way, but he's not that way. I don't think he was that way at all on the field.
No, Matt cursed like a sailor. Like Matt is competitive. But he also knew that he was the face of the franchise and the quarterback. He wanted to present himself, especially in camera, in front of the fans, you had to present yourself a certain way. And so
I love the story with Mud Duck.
Yeah.
And we was at the thing, the Roxy.
Yeah.
And he came in and said they was like one of the first times in the huddle, and they was goofing off, and he said Michael Turner had farted in there, everybody was laughing, and he just came, shut the fuck up. And I was like, whoa, when I heard that, did that really happen?
Yeah, that really happened. But that was Matt, and so that's just how he was on the field.
So what did you think when you saw that, did that kind of like, oh, okay.
It was like, okay, that's how you want your leader, your quarterback to be,
Yeah, exactly.
And he could laugh and joke and all the things with us as well, but when we were on the field, you knew it was go time.
Man, well, I do have to ask you this. What the hell happened in 2010 against Green Bay? What happened? Come on. Well, Roddy broke down from his perspective. What happened against Green Bay that year?
We beat them
because we all know we lost. Remember, we lost the playoff game.
Saying we beat them.
We beat them early in the year.
And we beat them.
Yeah. Like what happened in that particular game? Because it just seemed like once the snowball effect happened, an avalanche went down in the Georgia Dome.
That wasn't the NFC Championship game, was it? No.
That was divisional round.
We had the home.
We had a bye.
We had the playoff advantage.
13-3.
Yeah.
Had the bye. Mm-hmm. Green Bay was the 6th seed. Mm-hmm. They won the first game, came to us the second game, and they was just hot. It's just one of the things where you see it whatever playoffs, March Madness, whatever. They was hot. A-Rod was on fire, and we couldn't get to him even when we had 3rd and 13, Abraham coming around the corner, get a hand on his shoulder pad. He'd shake it off and find somebody down the field 15 yards for a first down.
He was just hot.
He was just hot. And then, in that game, I want to say right before half, we threw a pick six.
Yep, they're out.
Yep, we tried to hit a quick out to Roddy, threw a pick six. Had a go ball to me in the end zone.
Did you slip on that?
Yeah, I slipped on the Falcons painted emblem, whatever. Another interception. And so, turnovers, not being able to get off the field on 3rd down, hot football team, and they won it all that year. They went to the Super Bowl and won it all that year.
Did.
So they just caught fire at the right time.
You think y'all would have won if we would have got past them?
I think so. I think the way we was rolling, obviously 13-3. You thinking that this is your year.
I forgot we went 13-3.
13-3.
Yeah, man, that was a really good season, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if we were like a really explosive. I don't think we were really explosive on offense that year. It was more methodical, moving the ball, but it was a really good team, and defense was solid that year. That's one of the years that defense was really solid.
Yeah.
That particular year, not like a shutdown defense or anything,
That
but
was 2010?
yeah, 2010. But that was a solid defense.
Yeah, that 04 defense was legit too. I think we led the league in sacks.
Man, we had some dogs.
Who was on the line?
Patrick Kearney, Ed Jasper, Rock Coleman.
That we were just talking about Coleman. I was just talking about him.
Yeah. Then obviously, Keith Brook was that linebacker.
Had some dogs out there.
Yeah. So, we had
Who were the cornerbacks? You remember?
Jason Webster,
D Hall as a rookie was one.
Hall as a rookie, Kevin Mathis.
Okay.
Was Rossum still around at that time? He was still around. Yeah, he was the returner. Yeah,
He went to the Pro Bowl.
yeah. I'm talking about one of the best returners
Ever played?
that I've ever seen. Really.
Got to put return man on our.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry I keep jumping all over the place,
Nah,
but like, he's gonna laugh when I bring this up because I'm like, when I come to being the optimist for the Falcons.
Yeah.
This was the year we had Joey Harrington. And so I sold him, hey, man, he was a former Heisman Trophy, man. He could turn it around, do this and do that. Like, why he didn't work out, man? What was his problem? I thought he really let me down, man. And after that first pick in Detroit, he threw, I turned on him, man.
Man, it's tough, man, with quarterbacks. I think Joey went top 3 or top 5 to Detroit.
Yeah, he definitely was one of the top picks.
And so when you go that high with the organization, you expect to kind of be that franchise guy. And so once you start moving around, then you realize, all right, maybe he's not as good as people thought he was. So he comes to Atlanta. We thought he was going to be fine.
I did too.
But it was just you
just
don't know why things don't click
Yeah.
with everybody. And so we had that whole QB carousel. It was Joey, Chris Redmond, and
Byron.
Leftwich.
How was Byron? Byron was fire, wasn't he?
Yeah, Byron was good. He had that big cannon, big long release. He could throw the ball hard. Joey didn't have, obviously, the arm strength that Byron did. And Chris knew the offense because he played at Louisville.
Oh, he knew.
So, we just rotated with whoever was up. We just
That was hard. That was a hard year. That was a hard year,
It
man.
was just that year, Petrino leaves, and then who became the interim? Ed. I can't think of his name right now. Coach. He went to Tampa after. But,
I can't think who took over.
But yeah, it was just a crazy year. Quarterback carousel. Mike was still heavy in the news with all his stuff.
Yeah.
It had to be
Corey
hard for
Herings.
you.
Yeah.
All that.
Man, it was like planes and stuff flying over practice, man.
Yeah.
With like little, I ain't even gonna get into
Yeah.
that. But it was
a
crazy.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely crazy. You got something you wanted to ask,
More
man?
stuff, man. Just to get my thoughts together. I was just thinking about the Joey Harrington situation. It's
Yeah.
just-
Man, Roddy said that's one of the best passers that he's ever seen. He said, like, as far as one of the best ball throwers. Joey Harrington.
Oh, it was the most catchable ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's
Great
what
ball.
Roddy
Yeah,
said. Yeah, man. So let me ask you this, and I don't know if this may come across as a crazy question, but with you guys making the playoffs, 3 times while you were here, divisional round twice, do you have any regrets about your time in Atlanta, like, or not regrets, or just if you could make certain things different? Like, what are some of the things that you wish would have went other ways?
Obviously, you wish you could have played, even better than what I did over the years. Like not slipping in the end zone in that playoff game against Green Bay and maybe making that play. Who knows how things turn out differently if it does. So there's little moments you wish you could have back. But it was truly an honor just being a part of the organization, everybody I met. I can remember when in 07 and 08, it was like guys asking like, who you think we should get? Because it was between I want to say it was between Matt and remember Glenn Dorsey?
Glenn Dorsey, the D tackle out of LSU.
Yeah, a lot of people was like, man, they should get.
He went to the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, they should get Glenn.
Yeah. Us too. Us too.
Do you remember Bill Parcells was the Miami coach and the Dolphins coach, and they was talking about Miami might get Matt Ryan, but they got the lineman. And everybody was like, damn, Bill messed it up. Should have got Matt Ryan. So.
Yeah, his name was like Jake Long or something like that.
Yeah. So, and then, we get Matt, and, it works out, for us for a long time because, we see it now. Like, you don't have a friend, you don't have a guy at quarterback, Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar.
Yes.
Like, it's tough, so. Even my family towards the end, like the latter part of Matt's career, is like, hey, you need to get Matt out of here, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, you get Matt gone, and you're going to see the struggle if they don't hit on the next pick or anything.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
It's tough.
Man,
go ahead.
No, so what do you think? What do you think we headed now? Like, are you still as invested? Like, are you? I know you Falcon for a long time. Are you still like invested in what the Falcons are doing? Like, I know you'll be around the organization some, but like, what do you think things are going with the direction that the GM Terry Fontenot and Coach Morris have going?
I like Ra. I like Ra a lot as a coach. I know a lot of people got questions about the quarterback stuff, even to now, like. Keeping Kirk on the roster, giving him his roster bonus, and you still got Penix. So I think obviously Penix is the future. I think something will happen with Kirk, trade wise, maybe closer to the season. And they got a great young nucleus, especially on offense. The thing we just got to figure out, especially since like the time I was there, is like the defense. Like having a top 5, top 10 defense consistently that can get sacks, that can get turnovers. Because that changes a lot. It makes the game a lot easier on the offensive side. So, obviously we've hit on some with Jesse. Jesse's back, amazing back there.
Yes, he is.
But for some reason, we can't get that one guy on the D-line
since Abraham.
That can go get his own 12, 13 sacks. And so we thought Judon was going to do it.
Man, he looked terrible, man.
Yeah, he didn't quite.
A couple steps, man.
I mean, he got the cool sleeves, man. Leave him alone, man.
And for whatever reason, when we had the 8th pick, it just hadn't worked out with our, defensive pick. Jamal Anderson at 8.
Yeah.
Didn't work out. Vic gave us a great first year and then just kind of fell off. And so, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully
Vic Beasley, ladies and gentlemen, for y'all who not keeping up.
And so, hopefully with this 15th pick this year, obviously I think they'll go defense.
Yeah. I heard they didn't even send an offensive staff to the combine. I heard they sent all defensive staff.
Yeah, which is I think is the right move. So
and so he was trying to wonder maybe you could break that down to him. Like he was asking like why when they still send offensive staff up there still to scout some players.
I mean, I don't know if we don't know if it's true enough. There's any offensive coaches up there, but obviously it just shows like, hey, we need to get better, and they know
that's what we trying to do. We hear y'all.
Yeah, especially if you look at like Philly and what they've done with their draft picks. All like obviously the Georgia boys, we all know up there in Philly balling out, and still to this day, I don't know what it is with Falcons and Bulldogs, why we won't draft any.
See, even a former Falcon has said it.
And Ohio State do.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to say it was a few years ago, 3rd round, we picked
Troy Anderson.
No, not Troy. It was another linebacker.
And we could have gotten a Georgia boy.
And it was Nakobe Dean.
Yeah. Nakobe Dean was right there.
Pick.
Yeah, I saw that.
We took a linebacker before him.
I saw that.
Nakobe Dean was right there.
I don't know why they won't take these SEC boys, but hopefully they realize it and be like, hey, these dudes are some good players, especially right here in our own backyard. So
with you saying that, I'm kind of hearing you say the SEC is on top. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
You know where good talent is.
Hey, Trey.
Obviously, was the Jalen Carter that could have had as well.
Yes.
But we took Bijan, so we can't be mad at that. So
I remember when he fell to us, man, Jalen Carter. I was like, we know what the pick gonna be.
Yeah.
I just thought we had him. We got Bijan, but we had Tyler Algier. He already rushed for 1,000 yards. I didn't get it, but now watching him play, man, he's exciting. He's exciting.
Yeah. You couldn't pass up on that.
So Trey, looking at him, man, he got some football left in you.
Nah.
Yeah.
He like he can play, man. You got
Like if they said, look, Mike, man, we need you in on a third and whatever to get us a catch. Do you think you could get one play in?
Maybe one play, but after that, I'm putting the ice on.
Is it hard after a game? You on your body? How that feel, man? I know Roddy was like, you have to ice him down and stuff.
I mean, it take a while, especially if you're real active in the game. If you're a defensive player, you got 8, 9, 10, 12 tackles. You offensive player, you got 20-something carries or 8, 10 catches. Offensive lineman, defensive lineman, it takes a toll. It really takes that full Monday, Tuesday, to try to recover and get it. Plus, you're younger at the time, but as you get older, it does get harder.
Yeah.
You hear about how LeBron, who knows if it's truly $1 million, but how much he spends just to take care of his body.
Yes.
He
and
playing
stay in
basketball.
tip-top shape. Yeah.
So it's like that for real, and so it takes a toll on your body. And some of them hits last all the way till the next Sunday.
Wow.
Until the juices start flowing again, and you're like, all right, it's game time, and so it kind of goes away.
Do you have a moment where somebody just really just hit you hard? Do you remember one of your?
Oh yeah, one of my old teammates from Ohio State, Chris Gamble. Me and Roddy still laugh about this because I was running an over route, and Roddy was running a comeback route, and Roddy ran too short. So my over route is 10 to 12, and Roddy's comeback is supposed to be 15 to 18, but Roddy stopped at 10 to 12. So once he stopped, the DB stopped, I catch the ball and I get hit dead in my side. And all you hear Roddy kind of my bad, Bubba. And so that hurt for 2 weeks after,
man.
Man, your old teammate at that.
Yeah, he caught me. He caught me pretty good.
Man, so do you think you would have been better if you had one of your medical devices during that time?
I don't want any of my medical devices at that time. I mean, you having surgery. I ain't want that.
Oh, wow. Did you have any major injuries? I don't think so.
I cracked my clavicle one time here in Atlanta on Friday Night Lights on one of the high school football fields. Missed the first 4 or 5 games.
Golly, I know.
But no surgery, and then I had a meniscus tear, and that was it.
Who was the coach? Was it during Mike Smith era?
Yeah.
I know Coach Smith was like, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
Why are we out here?
Yeah.
I mean, speaking to him, what was it like playing for Coach Mike Smith? What was your relationship with Smitty?
Man, I love Smitty as a coach, man. He was obviously, you can tell he was a competitor. You can see his face get bright red on the sidelines. He treated everybody fairly, no matter, from Matt to, practice squad guys. And then he made it fun. Fridays was always a little competition for money, a few, 20, 40, $50, whatever. Field goal competitions, throwing the football in trash can competitions. And then, he always just competed during practice. So, and he knew how to take care of the guys too. And so, you've had coaches before that kind of when their job's on the line, you can feel it.
Yeah.
And you feel it in practice, you feel the tension, and it's you never really sense that with Mike, even kind of his later days. So, really enjoyed playing under Smitty.
Man, that's awesome.
Something we haven't really asked anyone that's played in the NFL, the rookie hazing. What was that like? Do you remember what they did to you? What you had to do? Of course,
mine went bad, man. They had to sing. All the rookies sing, Hard Knocks and all that.
You had to sing.
I had to sing.
What you had to sing?
I sung my school song, Columbus, Ohio State school song.
All right, go. Let's hear it.
Nah. And I did mine. We were at a bowling event.
Oh, okay.
So I had to do it there. But for us, the hazing went bad. It was more so getting chicken, getting Popeyes for the road trips, getting donuts on Saturday morning, carrying helmets and shoulder pads in after practice. So, it wasn't nothing too crazy. That you might have seen, kind of older days. So,
man, he didn't get a chance to play Willie Moe, did he?
Yeah.
Willie Moe.
Was he crazy?
Willie Moe came in 2009.
Did you ever get in a fight with anybody on the defense?
Nah.
But he was crazy, huh?
Yeah, Willie Moe was crazy. Come down, try to hit everybody, So, but that was his style, man.
Yeah.
So, good dude, good people. But yeah, I played with Willie Moe.
Man, so one thing, I don't think we've done it in a few episodes, asked anyone, but I do want to ask you, we normally like to ask, just people's Mount Rushmores when it comes to certain things. So if you could, I would like for you to give us two, right? The first one that I'm gonna ask you about is if you could put your Mount Rushmore of NFL wide receivers, guys who played your position, who I'm sure you have studied and paid close attention to, who would be on your NFL wide receiver Mount Rushmore?
Only two. It's 4 people on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna ask you about two different Mount
Oh, 2
Rushmores.
different Mount Rushmores. Oh, okay. So top 4.
Yeah.
I got to go with the GOAT, Jay Rice.
Jerry Rice.
Golly. Rice for sure. For me, man, Calvin was special. So I'll put Calvin up there. I know I'm gonna blank on some names. 2 more. T.O.
That's a good one.
The one that might surprise a few people, Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harris was consistent.
Champ Bailey talked highly of Marvin Harrison.
Marvin was.
He was
I
consistent.
mean, he held the record for most catches in the season for a long time until like Michael Thomas just broke it a few years ago.
He did.
But Marvin was special.
You can't hate on him, man. He's like excellent. I know y'all gonna laugh, but he's an excellent fantasy receiver.
Yeah.
No, it don't. And then and I know he's super happy because now his son did what he did for
Yeah.
Ohio State. You know what I'm saying?
But there's so many guys obviously that could go up.
That's a good 4.
Yeah.
That's a good 4. I like that 4.
Okay, so the next Mount Rushmore I wanted to ask you about. Now, give us your Ohio State wide receivers. Your Mount Rushmore for Ohio State
That's a good one.
wide receivers.
Not including myself.
You gotta include yourself now. Okay. Same champ did the same thing.
Yeah, I don't put myself in there. Terry Glenn,
Oh wow, that's a good
Official.
one.
Chris Carter,
Official.
That's a good one.
David Boston.
Oh, I remember Boston. Boston played for Arizona.
Yeah, and that be real
He
big.
could catch. I wanted him.
Shoot, that's 3.
Who gonna get that last slide?
Trying to think, it's just college numbers and not take it into
Yeah.
the pros. But I'd probably go Garrett Wilson.
You're not gonna go Harrison Jr.?
Marv balled out. He was legit, but
All right.
I think
But Buddy good though. Buddy
Yeah,
good.
Garrett had a really good Ohio State career too. And you can go Michael Thomas, you can go Marv, you can go Smith and Jigba. I mean, there's a bunch of guys, but Garrett, Olave was big too. But I like
Yeah.
both of those dudes.
What do you think the young guy? I don't know his last name escapes me right now. But what do you think the young guy for Ohio State, who was like the freshman? What do you think he can potentially accomplish over his next 2 years at Ohio State to put himself? Yeah.
He gonna be in our top 4.
Yeah.
He like that.
Yeah, remind me of his last name. I'm sorry, I don't
Jeremiah
remember. Smith, that's right.
Yeah, I mean and I never met him, but they said from day one, man, like he came in, squatting 500, strong physical specimen at 17, 18, and then just always working, always putting in extra work off the field, wanting to be great. So it's the reason why he started and had 15 or 17, how many touchdowns he had as a rookie, as a freshman.
Yeah.
So, you just pray that he can stay healthy, and continue to do what he's been doing, man. And he's going to be the best, if not one of the best, to ever come out of Ohio State, for sure.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Well, it's funny. It's funny how time flies when you're having fun, man. We're at the hour mark, man. It came out of
yeah.
nowhere.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man, well, I definitely want to say, man, thank you.
Yeah.
For coming by, taking time to rock with us, to sit down with us. We definitely appreciate
thank you,
what
Mike.
you
It
did for
means
the
a lot to
Falcons.
us, man.
I know it took a little while trying to get the schedule together, but I appreciate y'all working with me.
Man, look, hey, we all grown. You told me, man, you got 5 kids. They all playing sports. You got a lot going on.
Yeah.
I got 2, and they're not even playing sports, and I'm all over the place with 2, so I understand.
Yeah, no, it's good to see you doing good, man.
Yeah,
And like I
appreciate
said, you look like you still play. And man, when my daughter graduates college, man. She's at Wake Forest. If she ever wants to get in the medical field, man, I definitely holler at you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, about the medical devices. But it is good to see you like flourishing and happy with a career after the career
man,
that you had in football. Because unfortunately, you know, a lot of athletes don't find that. So we come from the music business, and I can speak to that because it's hard for a lot of people from the music business to find careers after being and not just the artists, but just people in it, period, to find another career, man.
It's, not everybody makes, $25 million a year where they can just sit on their butt at, 32 for the rest of their lives,
Yeah.
So, was blessed playing NFL, make good money, but still, retired at 32.
Yeah.
So I just couldn't sit around and do nothing.
You had a couple more years to play, man.
Yeah, I probably could have.
Yeah.
But, it's crazy. You play 10 years in the NFL, you're still only 32 years old.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you got a lot
still
of
got a
life.
lot. I mean, a lot of life.
How old are you now, man?
42.
Okay.
Yeah, still got
So
a lot
it's
of
been
life.
10 years after football. Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hit the ground running after retirement.
Yeah. And I chilled for a little while, just, trying to figure out things. Went back, finished up some schooling stuff, got my master's.
Oh, wow.
But, then, got into the med device field.
And then the Buckeyes looked out for you.
Buckeyes.
We know what's up. Hey, man, you talking about Holy Buckeye?
Yeah.
Man, tell him, man, we got him. We got him, man. This my guy. He called the Holy Buckeye. This my guy. Take care of him. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Do you ever go to
Ain't
a lot
nothing
of
wrong,
games?
man. Favor ain't fair.
We used to we tried to make one a year, and then obviously my kids got in college and started playing college football.
Okay.
So it was hard to get
So
back.
tell us about that real quick.
Yeah, what schools your kids go to?
So my oldest daughter, she's at Mercer University. She's about to graduate in May.
Okay.
Yeah, coming up soon here. Played soccer 4 years at
Okay.
Mercer. And then next in line was my son. He started at Samford.
Okay, I heard it.
Okay.
Did 2 years there, and he just transferred to South Alabama.
Okay.
So
What
crazy
position he
enough, he played receiver. Crazy enough, Paul Petrino is the receiver coach at South Alabama.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Now the OC. And
Wow.
He gonna make sure. What's his name? The son.
Brendan.
Brendan Jenkins.
Yeah.
Okay, what number is he?
He'll be 12.
Okay.
Okay.
Look out for
Like
him.
Pops.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Okay.
he's really enjoying Paul Petrino right now. We love Paul Petrino, our receiver coach. Roddy tell you
Yeah, Roddy
Roddy
Holler.
loves him, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But on that note, man, we about to get up out of here. I always remember the Waterboyz Show. We represent Atlanta because Atlanta represents us. On behalf of myself, Trey, my partner B Rich, the great Micheal Jenkins, man, our former Falcon, and Aaron Pittman, the Waterboyz Show. We are out.
Kill the camera.